Deep within uncharted space, a strange signal echoed across the void, a faint, rhythmic pulse that defied known communication patterns. The Galactic Council's exploration ship, the Zenith, detected the signal while charting a new hyperspace lane. Its crew, composed of the galaxy's best explorers and scientists, immediately followed the source to its origin. Drifting silently in the endless black was an alien artifact unlike anything the galaxy had ever encountered. The object was immense, spherical, and covered in intricate glyphs that glowed faintly, shifting and rearranging themselves in mesmerizing patterns. Its surface seemed to absorb light, creating an eerie, otherworldly aura. Captain Tharnis, a reptilian Krexon with bronze scales and piercing yellow eyes, stared at the artifact through the Zenith's viewport. "What in the name of the stars is that?" he muttered, his voice low and gravelly. His first officer, a crystalline being named Vrix, observed the readings with fascination. "It defies categorization," Vrix said, their prismatic body refracting the artifact's faint glow into a spectrum of colors. "No known material matches its structure and its energy signature. It's unlike anything in our databases." The decision was immediate. The artifact had to be taken to the Galactic Council's Zerathis station, the galaxy's most advanced research facility. Whatever secrets it held could redefine galactic knowledge. The artifact was secured within the high-tech confines of Zerathis station, a sprawling orbital research hub built to handle the most extraordinary discoveries. Alien researchers of all shapes and sizes gathered around it, each eager to uncover its mysteries. Professor Thalrex, a highly respected Krexon physicist, stood at the forefront of the research team. With his imposing bronze-scaled frame and no-nonsense demeanor, he commanded attention. "This artifact," he declared, gesturing to the sphere's glowing glyphs, "is the single greatest discovery of our time. We will unlock its secrets using the finest minds in the galaxy." Weeks turned into months. Thalrex's team employed every tool in their arsenal: quantum scanners, harmonic resonators, and even neural interfaces. But the artifact refused to yield its secrets. Every analysis returned the same baffling result: indeterminate structure, undefined function. As frustration mounted, the Council grew impatient. "You've had this artifact for months," growled Councillor Vren, his scaled tail thumping against the floor during a heated meeting. "Are you telling me you've made no progress?" "We've tried everything," Thalrex snapped. "Its design is illogical. The patterns shift without cause, and its systems appear inert. It's as if the artifact was built to confound us." In desperation, the Council considered their options. Among them was a suggestion that had been raised and dismissed several times: bringing in humans. Humanity was still relatively new to the galactic stage, their technology primitive by comparison, but their ingenuity had earned them a reputation as creative problem solvers. While many species relied on rigid logic, humans were known for their unpredictable approaches and often their humor. "Humans?" Thalrex scoffed during a private meeting with the Council. "Their methods are chaotic at best." "And yet," Councillor Lyran countered, their crystalline form shimmering with a faint rainbow glow, "chaos may be exactly what we need. Order has failed us thus far." Thus, humanity was invited to join the research team. Leading their delegation was Dr. Evelyn Cole, a physicist whose unorthodox methods had solved some of Earth's most baffling scientific challenges. Evelyn arrived on Zerathis station with little fanfare. She was not what the aliens had expected. Her wild, curly hair framed sharp green eyes, and she wore a mismatched outfit that included a leather jacket and a distinctly non-regulation scarf. A battered notebook peeked out of her satchel, its pages stuffed with handwritten notes and sketches. As she stepped into the research lab, Evelyn took one look at the artifact and grinned. "Well, hello there," she said, her voice light and teasing. "You look like trouble." Thalrex bristled. "This is a scientific endeavor, not a comedy routine." Evelyn raised an eyebrow. "Science can be both, big guy. Now let me take a look at this beauty." Evelyn spent her first day wandering around the artifact, taking notes and muttering to herself. The alien researchers watched with thinly veiled skepticism as she ran her hands along the sphere's surface, squinted at the glyphs, and even tapped on it with her knuckles. "You're treating it like a puzzle," Thalrex said, his voice dripping with disdain. "It is a puzzle," Evelyn replied, not bothering to look up. "A big, shiny Rubik's Cube with delusions of grandeur." Despite their skepticism, the researchers couldn't deny that Evelyn's approach was different. While they relied on advanced tools, Evelyn relied on intuition, asking questions no one else had considered. "What if the glyphs aren't symbols but instructions?" she mused aloud. "And what if the instructions only make sense when you—" She paused, flipping through her notebook. "Change your perspective?" Thalrex crossed his arms. "What does that even mean?" "It means," Evelyn said with a mischievous grin, "we've been looking at this thing all wrong." Late one night, Evelyn sat alone in the lab, staring at a holographic projection of the artifact's internal schematics. The aliens had mapped its structure meticulously, but to Evelyn it looked like chaos, lines and nodes that led nowhere. On a whim, she rotated the projection upside down. Her eyes widened as the patterns snapped into alignment, revealing a coherent design. She let out a triumphant laugh. "You sneaky little thing. You're not broken. We just didn't know how to read you." The next morning, Evelyn burst into the lab, her notebook clutched in one hand. "I solved it," she announced, her voice echoing through the cavernous space. Thalrex turned, his expression skeptical. "And how exactly did you accomplish that?" Evelyn smirked. "I looked at it backwards." The lab fell into stunned silence as Evelyn demonstrated her discovery. She projected the flipped schematic onto the room's central display, the once chaotic patterns now forming a clear, symmetrical design. "It's not just about orientation," Evelyn explained, pacing the room with her notebook in hand. "This artifact was designed to be understood from multiple perspectives. The problem is, most of you," she gestured to the alien researchers, "think in straight lines. No offense." "None taken," muttered Kexlin, a crystalline researcher who had been quietly fascinated by Evelyn's methods. Their prismatic body reflected the hologram's light, adding an almost magical quality to the room. Thalrex, however, was less impressed. "So, you're saying we've been looking at it wrong?" "Exactly," Evelyn said, grinning. "The glyphs aren't just decorative, they're functional. They respond to how the artifact is physically positioned. It's like a keyhole that only opens when you hold the key at the right angle." She tapped a sequence of glyphs on the artifact's surface, and it responded with a low hum. The glyphs lit up in cascading waves, their glow spreading like ripples across the sphere. The researchers gasped as a new set of holograms emerged from the artifact, layered maps, schematics, and what appeared to be a complex set of instructions. "It's a manual," Evelyn said, her voice filled with awe. "This thing is trying to tell us how to use it." With the artifact partially activated, the team began decoding the new holograms. The glyphs, while clearer, were still challenging to interpret. Evelyn worked alongside the alien researchers, her unconventional methods clashing with their more rigid approaches. "You can't just guess at the sequences," Thalrex snapped, watching as Evelyn tapped on the glyphs like she was playing a rhythm game. "Sure I can," she replied, unbothered. "Sometimes intuition is faster than analysis. Besides, if I'm wrong, it just resets." Kexlin chimed in, their harmonic voice calming the tension. "Her guesses have been accurate 72% of the time, Professor Thalrex. Statistically, she is outperforming our algorithms." Thalrex's tail twitched in irritation, but he begrudgingly let Evelyn continue. Over the next few days, the team made rapid progress. Evelyn's playful approach, experimenting, flipping projections, and even mimicking the artifact's harmonic sounds, unlocked more of its secrets. The artifact revealed itself to be an adaptive energy generator, capable of producing limitless power by drawing from surrounding energy fields. Unlike any known technology, it was designed to self-configure based on the needs of its operator. "It's not just a generator," Evelyn explained during a briefing. "It's a multi-tool. It can adapt to power entire cities, shield planets, or even serve as a propulsion system for starships. The possibilities are endless. What kind of civilization could create something like this? Kexlin wondered aloud, their prismatic form shimmering with curiosity. A damn impressive one, Evelyn said, her tone reverent, and one that clearly valued versatility. They built this thing to be used by anyone clever enough to figure it out. It's like they wanted to leave a gift, but only for the galaxy's problem solvers. The Galactic Council convened to hear the team's findings. The chamber was packed with delegates from dozens of species, their expressions ranging from awe to suspicion. Evelyn stood at the center of the circular room, projecting the artifact's holographic manual for all to see. "This isn't just a piece of ancient technology," she said. "It's a legacy. Whoever made this wanted us to use it, to improve our worlds, to solve problems we haven't even encountered yet." Councillor Vren, the skeptical reptilian delegate, hissed softly. "And what happens if this technology falls into the wrong hands? Its power could destabilize the galaxy." "Or stabilize it," Evelyn countered. "This artifact isn't dangerous. It's a tool. It's up to us to decide how we use it." The Council debated for hours. Some species saw the artifact as a boon for galactic progress, while others feared it could become a weapon. Evelyn, frustrated by the gridlock, finally spoke up. "Look, I get it. Power like this is scary, but it's also an opportunity. This artifact doesn't belong to any one species. It belongs to all of us. If we're smart, we'll use it to build a better galaxy. If we're not, well, I don't think the artifact's creators would have trusted us with it in the first place." Her words struck a chord. By the end of the session, the Council agreed to a joint effort. The artifact's technology would be shared among all member species, with strict safeguards in place. Evelyn's success elevated humanity's status within the Galactic Council. Once dismissed as a young and chaotic species, humans were now seen as valuable contributors to the galaxy's progress. With the Council's approval, the artifact was moved to a secure testing facility on Zerathis Station. Researchers from dozens of species worked together under Evelyn's leadership to safely explore its capabilities. The artifact hummed faintly as its systems responded to the collaborative efforts. Glyphs lit up in sequences, forming intricate patterns that shifted in response to the energy inputs and adjustments made by the team. Evelyn's knack for pattern recognition, paired with Kexlin's harmonic analysis and Thalrex's precision, pushed the project forward faster than anyone expected. "It's like solving a puzzle that's constantly adapting to your moves," Evelyn said one evening as she tweaked an energy frequency. "Whoever designed this wanted us to think, really think, about how we use it." When the artifact fully activated, the room filled with an otherworldly light. A massive holographic projection emerged, displaying a map of the galaxy. Dotted across it were faint markers, locations of other artifacts, hidden across the stars. "This isn't just a generator," Evelyn said, awe in her voice. "It's part of a network, and we've only just scratched the surface." As the team celebrated their breakthrough, news arrived that rival factions outside the Galactic Council were taking an interest in the artifact. A rogue syndicate, infamous for seizing and weaponizing advanced technology, had begun gathering intelligence on the project. "They'll come for this," Thalrex warned during a meeting, "and they won't care about safeguarding it. They'll use it to dominate the galaxy." Evelyn frowned, her fingers drumming on the table. "Then we need to move fast. If we can figure out how to replicate its energy generation, we'll have the leverage to keep it safe." As the artifact revealed more of its capabilities, it became clear that it was designed with adaptability in mind. It could produce energy, generate protective shields, and even manipulate gravitational fields, all depending on how its glyphs were configured. Yet one element stood out. The artifact seemed to respond more intuitively to human interaction. While alien researchers required precise inputs and calculations, Evelyn could often achieve similar results by trial and error, her guesses aligning with the artifact's adaptive logic. "It's not that it's human-made," Evelyn explained during a briefing. "It's that its creators thought like problem solvers, like humans. They built it to reward creativity and intuition." The alien researchers, initially skeptical, began to see the value in humanity's unique approach. Kexlin, in particular, became Evelyn's strongest advocate, sharing insights that bridged the gap between human improvisation and alien precision. The rogue syndicate, led by the notorious warlord Zavok, launched an attack on Zarathis station. Their jagged black ships swarmed the orbital facility, targeting the research labs where the artifact was housed. As alarms blared and researchers scrambled for safety, Evelyn and her team worked frantically to activate the artifact's defensive capabilities. "This thing can generate shields, right?" Evelyn shouted over the chaos. "In theory," Thalrex replied, his claws tapping at a console, "but we've never tested it at full capacity." "Well, no time like the present," Evelyn muttered, her fingers flying over the glyphs. The artifact responded to her touch, emitting a deep, resonant hum. A shimmering energy field expanded outward, enveloping the station just as the syndicate's ships began firing. Plasma bolts dissolved harmlessly against the shield, sending ripples of light cascading across its surface. With the artifact protecting the station, the Galactic Council's fleet launched a counterattack. Sleek, energy-efficient ships powered by the artifact's replicated technology outmaneuvered the syndicate's bulky warships. Inside the lab, Evelyn and her team used the artifact to enhance the fleet's coordination. The holographic map projected real-time data, allowing commanders to anticipate enemy movements and deploy their forces more effectively. By the end of the battle, Zavok's fleet was in shambles. The syndicate retreated, their ambitions thwarted. The artifact's success marked the beginning of a new chapter for the galaxy. Its energy-generating capabilities were integrated into planetary grids, solving resource crises across multiple systems. Its shielding technology was used to protect vulnerable colonies from natural disasters and potential attacks. Evelyn's role in unlocking the artifact's potential earned her and humanity widespread respect. The Council formally invited humanity to lead the search for the other artifacts, recognizing their unique ability to think beyond rigid logic. As Evelyn prepared to board a new research vessel for the mission to locate the next artifact, she stood on Zarathis Station's observation deck with Kexlin and Thalrex. "Never thought I'd say this," Thalrex admitted, "but I've learned a lot from you, Doctor. Cole, your methods, they're chaotic, but effective." "High praise from the big guy," Evelyn teased, clapping him on the shoulder. Kexlin's prismatic form shimmered. "I look forward to seeing what new puzzles await us." Evelyn smiled, her green eyes bright with excitement. "Whatever they are, I'm sure we'll figure it out. After all, we've got the best team in the galaxy." As the ship departed, the stars stretched out before them, filled with infinite possibilities and the promise of discovery.